All right. Welcome back, everybody, to Fun on Weekdays podcast. I know the last couple episodes I had were a little sentimental, a little deep, and I figured we would just, bring the energy up a little bit today. And the first person that came to mind to have on that can make you laugh and make you smile is Jake. Jake, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Um, Hello everyone. My name is Jake. Also Jake.Fleming, if you want the last name in there. I am do you want me to give a little explanation
Oh,
of
yeah. Give the
myself?
whole rundown like hometown, age, where'd you go to
Oh,
school?
my whole life
Yeah.
story.
Give it to us. Give us
Okay,
everything you have.
let's do it. So I'm Jake again, and I am 21 years old. I am originally from Boston. I now live in Los Angeles, California, and I am like a fashion style content creator. And that's about
Crazy.
it.
I often forget that you're 21.
Yeah,
I forget that all the time. I don't know. I guess just everyone in my head, if you're like in your 20s, you're pretty much the same
same
age.
age.
But
Yeah.
you are like a lot younger than me. When's your birthday?
June 22nd.
Okay, so that makes you what's your horoscope?
I'm a Cancer.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm like the cusp. So I could have been a Gemini, which you know.
Are are Cancers and Libras compatible?
I honestly wish I knew, but I am quite literally have no idea anything about horoscope other than the fact that I know I'm a Cancer. That's the only thing I know.
Oh, okay. All right. I don't
Yeah.
know why you just pegged me as somebody who's like super into horoscopes, but after this
No,
episode,
everyone does, and then I tell them, and I'm like, I'm so sorry to disappoint you, but I don't know anything. I'm so sorry.
I feel like a lot of people that are interested in fashion are also always interested in horoscopes too. I feel
I
like the
did
two kind
see
of go hand
that.
in hand for some reason.
No, they definitely do. They
Okay.
100% do because I've been to like an event and every single person, it was like a fashion event. Every single person in the room asked me what my horoscope was. And I was like, I'm a Cancer.
Well, I'm going to look it up after this and I'll let you know what our compatibility is.
Okay, perfect.
I'll have
Yeah.
you download CoStar or something.
Oh my God. I do. Okay. I have CoStar, but I never look at it.
Okay. Well, I'll look at it after.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, so you're from Boston. I guess
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I thought that you were from like New York City, but that's probably just because I met you in New York City. We actually met during Fashion Week,
Which
but
is
we'd
crazy.
been following each other for a little bit of time on TikTok.
Yeah.
Um, and then met for the first time Fashion Week. Was that your first Fashion Week going to?
That was my first fashion week ever. And
Me
like
too.
being invited was like, dude, I know like you and I can like talk about this on such a crazy level because that was the first one ever. And like being invited was just the most insane concept. I was like, how is this even a thing? Like, how is this actually happening in my life right now? And
Yeah.
it was just like such a full circle moment. It
I
was
think
crazy.
especially as like smaller creators as well too, just such like a crazy experience.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, what's that word called? Imposter syndrome when you're just looking around, you're like, how did I even end up here?
I kept
Um,
saying that to Summer every single time we did something. I was like, what's going on? I was
yeah,
like, what's going on here? This does not feel right.
so surreal. So
Yeah.
I want to hear your TikTok background story because that is how we met
Yeah.
through TikTok. And that's
Thank
how I
you.
meet a lot of my friends these days.
Yeah.
So I want like your origin story.
Okay. So I started posting in June, like over the summer.
Hmm.
And I was like, not thinking it was really going to turn into anything. Like, I was like, well, why not just like post? I was like, I already posted on my Instagram, like fashion stuff. And I was like, okay, TikTok seems to be a fun app. Why not do it? And I was going through a crazy breakup at the time. And so I was like, okay, it's all or nothing. Like, I might as well just start doing this and see
Hmm.
what happens. And so in the beginning, like, nothing was working. I was like, nothing was hitting. I was like, what am I doing wrong? And I was just doing like the typical like fashion videos that you typically see with like music and like transitions and stuff like that. And it just was not working for me like at
Hmm.
all.
I feel
And
like
then,
there's just, oh, so sorry. I'm so sorry. I was gonna say,
oh,
I feel like
keep
there's
going.
just so many of those out there. Like
Yeah.
the thing that really makes you, you, like why I followed you is literally your personality. So like you
Yeah.
take the personality out and it's just videos to music and like anybody can do that. But not anybody can like make you laugh in
Yeah.
60 seconds, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. And so that's like I kind of like figured out the science and I was like, okay, I know I'm a chaotic psychopath and I need to start incorporating that like into the fashion videos. So like when I first started, I wasn't doing styling videos like I do now. It was more me sitting down talking about clothing items that I love or clothing items that I don't like, or just things about fashion that I like or don't like. And so it was very like opinionated type of content, but it was like me swearing and just like making myself look like a goofball. And like people just um finally started seeing the videos and like adhering to that type of content. And it slowly just started turning into something. And now here we are.
It's so crazy. And you just started in June, and like just the growth that you've had so far, you're gonna blow up. So
Yeah, I don't
I'm
understand like what the hell is happening. It's so crazy. Like every day is something new. It's just insane. I know we'll dive into it more, but
yeah,
you're gonna hear me say it's insane probably like 25 times throughout this thing because it's such a crazy concept to me.
of course. No, I mean, I think anybody in the social media realm kind of understands as well. But so were you, and you do content stuff full time now. So before you
Yes.
did TikTok, before June, what were you doing?
So I worked for this marketing agency, basically creating content for like other brands and stuff like that. So
Mhm.
working within an agency, doing content for brands, and I was like a content specialist. So I handled like creating all the content and editing like all the videos. So like I had the knowledge of like building a brand, like already like in my head and like
Mhm.
using all those skills. So it kind of like helped into falling into this position now being like the talent in front of the camera. So yeah, I've always been doing content per se.
Gotcha. Yeah, I
Yeah.
feel like it's always super helpful to be able to use your background and your experience to like build your own brand.
Yeah, 100%, 100%.
For
Because like
sure.
I originally went to fashion school. I went to
Okay.
FIDM, which is the Fashion Institute of Design and Merchandising in LA. And I thought I was gonna fall into like designing clothes and like doing all of that. And then social media just became a thing, but I still utilize so many things that I learned from college with like what we do on social media all the time. So
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. I think anybody who ever says like, "Oh, you're just doing social media," like those skills really do translate over.
Yeah.
So you went to FITM and you're from Boston, which I like I said, I can't wrap my head around the fact that you're from Boston.
I
I
know it's
can't
crazy.
hear your accent either. Do you
I
have a
don't have one. My mom, people say my mom does, but I just don't have one. I don't think my brother has one either. And I just like always knew in my head that I was going to move here. Like
Mhm.
freshman year of high school, I was like, I'm moving to California. I was like, I already know. And so I was so driven. I like made everything work. And I was like, I got myself here and here we are.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. True depiction of making it happen.
No,
So
literally.
one of my questions for you, and I guess we'll just kind of like dive right in. I have so many questions for you because I could talk to you for literally hours. So, the first one is being from Boston. How do
Yes.
you think that affected like your upbringing and your style as a kid? And
Mhm.
then to like now your style today?
Today. Yeah. Oh my God, I love this question because I talk about this like all the time. People always ask me. So I didn't start really expressing myself within fashion until my junior or senior year of high school. I always was like playing the part of being straight. Like I didn't come
Mhm.
out until I moved to LA. So I came out in 2018, even though I already knew that I was gay. I was just too scared to do it living in Boston and just the whole Massachusetts kind of
Mhm.
vibe is just they're accepting, but it's very different. It's very traditional and very like closed back. So I started expressing myself in fashion once I started getting more comfortable with myself and I started wearing like crop tops and like skinny jeans and like the worst outfits ever. And my family was like they obviously saw the transition starting to happen of like me wanting to like express myself in fashion and they saw me getting more comfortable. And my mom has always been very, very, very accepting, but my dad in the beginning was pretty like, what are you doing? Like, why are you
Mhm.
wearing that? And it took him a while to get to where he is now with me. But he's always been accepting, but he always had like a huge question mark over his head, which I mean, is fine. So I like whatever. So then leading into me moving into LA is when I really started expressing myself. And so my fashion in Boston, I would say, was very like me trying to like pretend to be someone else. And then me moving to LA was like me finally finding myself and finding my like voice and fashion and experimenting with like layering and different things that like would work on my body type. And I guess I figured it out and then went to fashion school, and being around all those fashionable people all day long, I just like started to pick things up. And I worked as a stylist in this store called LF.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
yeah, I used to
Oh
work
my
there.
gosh. I know a girl who used to work for LF and I met her when I was in LA. I wonder if you two know each other.
Wait, is it Rocky?
Jamie?
Jamie.
I don't think I can say her last name because she's like very incognito with social
Yeah,
media.
I
And
don't know Jamie. I'm trying to think. I don't know if I know any Jamies, but
it would
I'm
be
sure she
this,
works there.
it would be way too small of a world if you knew her, if you like worked with her, which is
No, that would be
insane.
crazy. Yeah, so I worked there, and I would have to say that working there really helped me figure out fashion because I was styling other people all day, and I started picking up things and like seeing what like went well with each other, or just like piecing the most random things together and making them work. And so that's like it was like a whole whirlwind of things that really got me to like where I am now with fashion. So now I'm just expressing myself however I want, and I'm getting like praised for it, which
Yeah.
before it was not like that.
Yeah, touching on that too. One of my questions was going to be how did like your family or your hometown react? And you said that your mom was very accepting, your dad wasn't as much.
Yeah.
What is your advice to anybody out there who their family is like maybe a little judgmental of their style, or they feel like they can't express themselves because they live in a place that doesn't really align with who they want to be?
Yeah, I get a lot of DMs like this actually from kids that are either near my age or a bit younger, from like other countries around the world, because I know it's very different than living in the United States. So I always just tell the same advice that like literally everyone is just do whatever makes you happy. Like, yes, opinions are always going to be there and it's hard to ignore them. But the only thing that you can really do is focus on what makes you happy. And focusing on what makes you happy is just going to like overpower any of the negativity that you're going to hear. And like, if you're expressing yourself however you want, and like, that's like your authentic self, the confidence is just going to like exude out of you and like
Mhm.
is going to overpower all the negativity. Like, your family's going to see that like you're confident and like you have like almost power in the situation, and then they'll start like falling in line. Like that's exactly how my family saw it. It was like they saw me like getting more confident with myself, and like being
Mhm.
confident is like one of the like most amazing things on the planet because it gives you like power within yourself. And so having that and just like knowing your worth, I would say, is like the biggest thing, and not to focus on like the negativity, just like focus on, have your goal, focus on it, like know that you're going to express yourself the way that you want to, and you know that you're going to be happy, and don't focus on all the other like negativity because it's just going to like bring you down. So keep your mind like very clear and focused on your happiness.
Yeah, I love that. Oh my gosh. I gotta clear my throat. We can cut that out.
Cut it
Cut it out. That
out.
was such a good answer. I feel like, okay, so when you talk about fashion, obviously it can be fun and like, humorous and everything, but also too, I think that there's a lot of really good takeaways that you can give people, just advice on how to really feel your most confident self. And obviously, like how you dress and how you put yourself out there has a lot to do with how you feel about yourself. Because I
100%.
know for a fact that there are days that I put on an awesome outfit and I feel good. And then there's
Mhm.
days where like I don't get up, I don't get dressed, like I'm not feeling great. And I think an
Yeah,
outfit has so much power in how you feel about yourself. And so
absolutely.
anybody who's like trying to be a little bit more confident, like style is one way that you can really do that.
Yeah, no, 100%. Like it's crazy how much, if you really think about it, how much fashion affects your like daily emotions and just your like overall like life, because we all have to wear clothes. Like we're not just walking around naked. So
Mhm.
like we have, it has so much like responsibility in our lives to like put clothing on our body, and why not make it fun?
I love
Because
that.
it's going to like obviously make your emotions just so much better throughout whatever's going on in your life. You could be having the worst day ever, put on an amazing outfit. There, you're happy. You're having the best
Exactly.
time. Like you're ready to go out. Like, here we go.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
you touched on this a little bit before, but so you moved to California, and
Yes.
when did you move there?
I moved in 2018.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
and that was right after high school then?
Yeah. So it was like I graduated high school. I was in Boston for the summer and then moved to LA in September or October of that year. So it was very quick. I was like, I graduated high school and then moved right away.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. That's awesome for you.
Yeah.
So one of my questions with that was you said when you moved to LA, you started being around all of these people that you were really influenced by, and you started being able to find your own style and being able to express yourself. Do you think that some of the confidence in being able to express yourself was being surrounded by people who don't know you in an atmosphere where you can be whoever you want to be? Whereas you could have expressed yourself in these clothes in Boston, but there's all these people who know you. Do you think that like being in a new environment has anything to do with that?
That personally, yes. Being That's why I came out in LA because no one knew me here.
Mhm.
And it was like I was starting off with like a blank canvas. Like I had so much to work with. Like I literally started a whole new life. It felt like I was like being reborn because I wasn't able to be exactly who I wanted in Boston. And I was like finally able to like come out of my shell because I didn't have my parents around me. I didn't have people that went to high school with me around me. It was like all brand new. I didn't know anyone. And so it was a fresh start. And I feel like that's really what allowed me to go off and do whatever I wanted to do and like experiment in so many different ways. But I wouldn't say that's necessary for like everyone. Like you don't have to move away to like have that awakening. You can do
Mhm.
that where you grew up. It just personally for me, that's kind of what triggered it.
Yeah. I was
Yeah.
actually going to go right into that. I was going to say, do you have any advice for somebody who has lived in the same town their whole life and they don't have any plans of moving, but like they really want to rediscover themselves? Do you have any tips on how to do that?
Yeah. Like I would say, for example, this is like hypothetical, but like if you're graduating from high school and you are thinking about staying in your state or wherever you live and staying there to do school or whatever or work, and you don't want to like be around the same group of people that you were with in high school and you really want to like expand, I would say open your horizons and meet new people, like go out to places that you had never gone before in like your city or state or wherever, and just start making like a new group of friends. Like that's like such a great way for other people's opinions and personalities to like leave an impression on you and help you expand like your life, because meeting new people always can enhance yourself. Like if you're with the same people for the past 20 years, like you're really not gonna like there's not gonna be much like change going on. So
Mhm.
if you expand yourself into like new groups of people and new environments, but like still staying like where you grew up, like that really can trigger such a huge awakening. Like you don't have to move like 5,000 miles away to like have that awakening. It can be like right there in front of you. You just have to like find it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it takes a conscious effort to want that.
To want it. Yeah. If you want it, then you will go for it. And that's exactly what
Exactly.
I did. Yeah.
Love that. Yeah, a little make it happen moment. So you touched on like surrounding yourself with people that inspire you and just like having that kind of sense of not belonging, but like awakening, like you said. So moving to LA, how did you like meet new friends there, especially as a college student? Were you making friends with people in your classes, or like how did that transition kind of look for you?
Yeah. So I had, because of social media, I knew a couple people out here already, but it was like nothing crazy. Like realistically, all my friends came from going to school. So I started off in living in student housing at FITM, and I lived with like 4 people. It was crazy. And there were there was one guy, so there was me and this guy and then 2 girls, and they were like split up like that. And
Okay.
obviously besties with the girls. They were my, they were my like ride or dies.
Everybody turning their volume down after that like combined laugh right now. They're listening in the car. They're like, holy shit,
Like,
that was loud.
no, I know, especially my laugh. It's like literally demonic. My
No,
laugh is demonic.
it's so contagious. I literally love it. I have just like a smile plastered on my face. You could be talking
Oh,
about a cardboard bag and I would probably still be
oh
entertained.
my God, you're too nice. I'm not that funny. But yeah, so girlies, we like hit it off and it was great. Then I started meeting more people because of classes. And then I moved out of student housing because it just wasn't working for me. And I met these like 3 other girls, always the girlies. And I literally made it my mission to find myself the best deal for an apartment, but also like the nicest. And I was like, okay, what the fuck are we gonna do? And so me and one of the girls that I had met from my English class walked around downtown LA, like touring apartments, and we found one. And I was like, we're living here. I was like, this is it. And it ended up being like one of the nicest apartment buildings ever. And I was like, one, the fact that I had this opportunity is insane because in the grand scheme of things, not everyone has the ability to just like walk down the street and say, I want to live there. But I made it work.
Yeah.
No, that is not a realistic thing. So I found 3 other people to live with us to bring down the rent. And I was like, one of the rooms was so fucking small. It could have been a closet. And the, and the other room was like bigger. So there were 2 people in each room. We made it work and we signed
In each room?
2 people in each room.
Are you guys like planking while you sleep? How are you fitting
Like
in there?
we basically both rooms had like 2 beds just like pushed together. So they looked like 2 giant California kings in there.
Yeah.
And we literally slept with each other for the entire year. I think we signed like a 15-month lease there and we just did it. Like some of the roommates changed throughout the years. Like there were like, I think there were like 4 roommate changes, but I still ended up like staying friends with like all the other people. But there were like so many like ins and outs and like all these crazy different things. And then that really is like how I met so many people through that. And like having 4 roommates, you meet all of their friends and then you go out with like them to like the nightclubs. That was the craziest thing. I had never been to a nightclub in my life. And one of my roommates was like Party City. She was like, we're going out. And I was like, okay. And I had no idea what that was like, going out with a promoter. I was like, what is this? He handed me an ID, was not even the same race as me. I was like, okay, is this gonna work? I was like,
oh, because you were underage at the time.
I was underage. I was not 21. I was like 18 at the time. He gives me this like random ID. And I was like, okay. And I walk in, they don't even look at it. I was like, okay, perfect. And I just give it back to the promoter. I was like, okay, perfect.
Clubs are crazy. I would literally love to see your like club outfits, but do you think that living with those 3 girls then, how did that influence your style, especially living with roommates? I think this is like a really big takeaway actually, because a lot of us are in our young 20s or just, I mean, it doesn't even matter how old you are. A lot of us have roommates. And I feel like oftentimes your style is kind of a reflection of the people you live with. And so how did you see yourself kind of like evolve into your style based off of living with them?
Yeah, 100%. So specifically, I had this roommate. I'm just going to say her name. Her name was Kate. And she also worked at LF, but one in Orange County. And so
bougie. Orange County is like bougie, right?
Bougie.
Okay, bougie.
Yeah, bougie. She worked at the one in Laguna Beach, which is
yeah.
To die for. If she listens to this, she's gonna be like, yes, gas me up, bitch. And I'm like, but she honestly really helped form my style because I would wear her clothes all the time. She had the best fucking clothes out of like anyone that lived in that apartment. And I was like, you're an icon. And her and I became so close and we would share clothes all the time and we worked at the same store. So it just really, we played off of each other. And I would say she's a driving force into like what made me want to expand in my style.
I love that. She
Gonna
sounds
love
like
that
a
I just
great
said
girl.
that. She's
Kate,
literally gonna love that I said that, and I regret it now because she's gonna eat it up, and I'm gonna want to literally never talk to her ever again.
straight to the head. Seriously. Anytime I like shout out one of my friends in here, I feel like it's like the highlight of a week. Like a compliment goes so far.
So far, yeah.
If somebody were to say that about me, my head would be huge. No, in like a good way, you know. But nobody's saying that about me because I am not influencing anybody's freaking style. And if I am, I don't know why. I mean, like
Yeah.
I think I can put together outfits, but like I look at people like you and Summer Warren and
Yeah.
other people that I aspire to dress like because I think that you guys are a lot more courageous when it comes to like being so confident in like bold statement outfits that I would never think to put together. And here
Yeah.
I am in just like a little frilly top and a pair of jeans. And people are like,
Yeah,
oh,
but like,
yes, yes, queen,
period,
link
but it
it.
works. It like it works. Like for the right person, it works. Like, do you know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
there's not, it may not be like everyone's vibe to go off and wear like a 7 layered outfit. Like, no, like absolutely not.
I can tell you right now that is not happening in Texas.
No, see, no. And I make videos on TikTok about layering, and there's people from like all over the world. They're like, it's literally 90 degrees out. And I'm like, okay, but you can still take the advice.
Seriously.
Like,
You
take
ever
it.
taken a little travel trip to like Antarctica to save my
Yeah,
video?
like 7 layers, babe. Let's get it.
Okay, my next question is how do you think that fashion and clothes play a role in your mental health?
Honestly, okay, we're gonna get deep.
Okay, I love it.
Let's give a little laugh in the beginning before we get um so I have to say it does affect my mental health positively and negatively. We'll start with the positive.
Okay.
so, so positively, I would say yes. It when I have a great outfit on, I feel like I'm on top of the world. And when I'm like looking for new things, it just I get so inspired and it motivates me and keeps me in my like creative space. And it drives me. Whenever like a new piece of clothing comes in, I'm like, oh yes, like I'm gonna make this many outfits with it. Like I cannot wait to walk around with this like clothing item on me or like a new bag or anything that's like new or exciting. It just makes me the happiest person in the world. The negatives. I think I let fashion affect me too much to the point where like it will take me all day to like put an outfit together if it's
Mhm.
like a bad day for me, and it will like make me so upset. I'm like, why is like nothing looking good on me? Like what is going on? Like why can I not think? And then I'll start comparing myself to other people. And a huge thing in fashion is like comparing yourself to other people, because you could be like, oh, I want that, but like it's not in your hands, and like we're all about instant gratification. We like can't have
Mhm.
it. So like a huge thing for me is like comparing myself to other people and saying like, oh, like I wish I could like do that outfit, or like I wish I had this piece that I like don't have. But like that's something that I always have to like reel myself in and like be present and like enjoy what I have right now, and like not think about like what I could have or where I could be or where I could be doing or where I could be wearing this outfit. Staying present is such a huge thing that I've been trying to work on with myself. Because especially being in social media and like seeing so many things online all day long, I'm
Mhm.
constantly like comparing myself, and I'm like, okay, you need to be present and like enjoy what you have and be grateful for like all the amazing opportunities that I've like brought myself, and like not letting like a piece of clothing send me into a depression spiral, because like it's a piece of clothing in the grand scheme of things. It's really not that important. Like we're a
Mhm.
floating ball in the middle of space. Like realistically, my like jeans that I want to get are not that important to make me depressed. Okay, so that's just like those are kind of like the positives and negatives of it.
Yeah, I think that's really important, especially with social media. It's somebody who is like a fashion influencer.
Yeah,
You follow people who are also in this realm where you constantly see them getting like the next new designer bag,
yeah,
or like there's always the next thing. And it's all about materialism. And like it's
so
always
material.
about like you get a new coat and you wear it once and you feel so good. But then after you're like, oh, like I'm over it. And then like you just over consume as well.
It's
And
horrible. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it's so easy to do. I'm so guilty of it as well. Do you have any like tips about kind of staying staying
Yeah,
sustainable?
yeah, 100%. I've made videos about this and I really want to dive into it more and incorporate it into my content because the whole like fashion influencer thing is almost creating this mindset where like people feel like they need to overconsume and everything because they always need like the next best thing. And all
Mhm.
these brands are constantly pushing out stuff into our face. So it's like inevitable for us to want it. Like,
Right.
of course we're going to want it. They're pushing it in our face. So like it ties in with the influencers and like the brands constantly like pushing everything out in front of everyone. And that's what makes the overconsumption happen. So some things that like I learned through styling and all this stuff is basically buying clothing that you can wear obviously more than once and
Mhm.
can be incorporated into so many different outfits. Like don't just buy things that are like, yeah, maybe you need like a fun jacket, but like make sure that when you buy that jacket, you are thinking about 7 other outfits that you could wear that jacket with so that it gets its wear and you're not like going to have to like buy a new jacket to fit this other outfit that you want to wear. Like
Mhm.
constantly think about ways to style things several different ways. And that's why I love creating the content that I do because it shows people how to style a certain thing several different ways because there you go. Like you're not going off and buying 7 other jackets that you could have worn with those other outfits.
Right.
So using your mind and like thinking about outfits in that way is really gonna one make the fashion industry more sustainable because we're not buying the 20 jackets instead of wearing one or two.
Mhm.
And like thrifting is such a huge thing too. Instead of buying new, go to like a thrift store or like hand-me-downs or literally whatever that does not overconsume like the fashion industry is like the biggest thing ever. That's why I love talking about thrifting and doing all that kind of stuff on TikTok because it keeps
Yeah.
people like aware.
I have some questions actually about thrifting.
Yeah.
We can jump down to it. I had it later, but like we can totally jump down to it now. One
Yeah,
of my
whatever. Yeah, whatever you want to
Okay,
do.
cool. So one of my questions with thrifting is like, what do you look for when you go to the thrift store? Because obviously there's racks upon racks of stuff,
Yeah.
and you might see something on a hanger that like is just not cute to you, but then you could actually style it like so many ways. So what are kind of like your tips when it comes to
Yeah.
thrifting?
So when I go thrifting, I kind of create a mood board for myself and I look for pieces that I could have bought new, but I
Okay.
know are going to be in the thrift store. So like blazers, like fun colored blazers, like sweaters, turtlenecks, tank tops, and like bags because there's so many fun bags in thrift stores that like my biggest thing is like having a random bag and throwing it onto an outfit that just like makes no sense is hysterical. Like adding humor into an outfit is my favorite thing. Like
Oh, I
adding
love
a bag that
that.
literally makes no sense at all is just the most exciting thing ever. I am in
Any
love with it.
Anytime somebody on TikTok says that they don't like my outfit, I'm gonna be like, well, it's funny.
No, it's fun.
Like
Adding humor into an outfit is the best thing ever. And people who don't understand that, I'll simply have to run you over with my car because because like who doesn't want to be funny, right?
yeah,
It's gonna lift everyone up. So
absolutely. So one of your things too is like things don't have to go together because sometimes things that don't go together actually kind of go together because they don't.
100%. And I think TikTok fashion, especially, really drove that or like pioneered that whole putting random things together because there's so many people on the app that make the most extravagant outfits. And like we see it all day long on our For You page. It's just like a constant thing of people like styling things so many different ways. And I really think TikTok pioneered the whole like random fashion and it really broadened everyone's like horizons and like expressing themselves in fashion because now they put something together that they thought was ugly
Hmm.
when actuality it really wasn't. They just like didn't know how to piece it. And so that's why being in this like whole fashion realm on TikTok I think is so fun because we have like a huge voice over it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. It's always evolving and it's so crazy. Like the videos that go viral, you truly never know. Like you might just start a trend overnight, like a fashion trend. And
And you would have no idea. Yeah.
right. And I feel like before we were always waiting for like the fashion shows every year, like the runways to tell us like what's the trend going to be. And now I feel like
It's
TikTok
TikTok.
and social media is
Yeah.
truly influencing like what I mean, okay, that might be a stretch. My like true fashion people out there
No,
might be
I
like,
agree though. Like if I wouldn't say I'm like a fashion editor or anything like
right.
that.
No,
Like,
I'm
I see,
definitely not that.
like I feel like there's gonna be people that disagree with what I say here. So take with take what I'm saying with a grain of salt. But I really do think that social media and TikTok and all of that is obviously the new and fastest way that people find what's on trend. And like nobody goes on Vogue or like looks in magazines to like find what's trending. They really don't. You go
Mhm.
on TikTok because you're already there scrolling and you
Right.
see me, a weirdo, or like the million other fashion influencers standing there screaming at the screen about what's coming in or like what's not in trend or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I think back to my days when I was in college and I had a free subscription to like WGSN and WWD.
Oh my God,
And
WGSN, I forgot
yes.
about that. Oh my
And you
God.
would be able to look at the trends like a year in advance. And
Yeah.
like, no, what not the normal person is not just like going on there.
Like, let me
And
go on WGSN. Like, no,
yes.
I don't think like half the world even knows what that is.
Absolutely. And I think another thing too is like there's always all these like trends, and some of them are just like so much. And for the normal person that like dresses themselves, they're not doing anything like over dramatic, but they still want to like kind of keep up with the times. What is your advice to somebody who like wants to be trendy, but like doesn't want to go all out there? Like, how are there ways to adapt trends to fit like your personality and your style, do you think?
Yeah, 100%. I think, yes, following trends is inevitable because they're obviously so in our face all the time.
Right.
But something to like kind of add on to what you just asked, following, like copying or following trends to like a T, um, like I don't want to say like don't do it because like do whatever the fuck you want. Like I really don't care. Can I swear on this? I've been swearing.
Yes, you can swear. Yes.
Oh, okay.
I honestly think it's so funny when you swear. Like every time you swear, my like lips kind of like curl up a little bit.
Okay. Because I swear like a literal like trailer park mess. Like I can't.
No, unfiltered here. Go for it. Be
Okay,
yourself.
okay. So yeah, I let me reel in what I was just saying before I go on another tangent. Um,
It's easy to do on here, isn't it?
it is. I could talk for hours,
I know. I
absolute
know.
hours. So yeah, so I would say try your hardest not to follow trends so much. Like, yes, it's hard to like not do it because that's what these brands are selling and that's what like is in your face 24/7. But try to expand, like maybe like incorporate one trend into your outfit or like play with it more because one, if you really want to stand out from a crowd, you're going to want to wear things that not everyone else is wearing. So
Mhm.
I would say try your hardest to incorporate things that you just personally like and trends. And it's going to make it so much more enjoyable because you're going to feel like you're going to feel like you don't need to copy what everyone else is wearing or like, I need this dress because like I saw so-and-so wear it. So like, just keep that in mind. It's also going to make it like your mental health even better because one, you're not comparing yourself to what other people are wearing. Just wear whatever you like
Mhm.
and
Yeah,
try not to
absolutely.
follow trends so much. Yeah.
Yeah, and remind yourself too that there may be people out there who are looking at what you wear and being like, I wish I dressed like them, you know? Like it's
Absolutely.
always a two-way street as well.
Absolutely.
And I think also if you try to if you try to follow trends too closely and you're just doing exactly what it is, sometimes those trends don't actually align with like who you are,
You
and you
are.
might
Yeah.
actually feel less like yourself in those trends than you would if you just stuck to what you feel the best in, like what you feel the most confident in. That's going to make you feel like you. So I had I had a quote that I wanted to like put in here because obviously the podcast is called Fun on Weekdays. And a lot of
Yeah.
my listeners, they are in college or they have a full-time job and they're working like a routine schedule and they're working during the week.
Yeah.
So my like quote that I have is, usually I say don't wait for the weekend to have fun. I still believe in that. But I also think it applies to don't wait for the weekend to wear a cute outfit.
Yeah.
So when it comes to getting dressed for work, say you work in an office environment and you work in, okay, I think this is actually like very applicable. Say you work in a male dominated, area, and you are kind of like changing the way that you dress for the office, but
Yeah.
maybe you don't feel like yourself in the office because you're
Uh,
hiding like your own personality behind your like drab clothes. What would be your advice for that?
Oh my God, I love this question. So yes, I understand that in some situations there is like a dress code that you have to
Mhm.
follow, but the dress code only goes so far. Like it's either like your dress can't be this short, or like you can't wear like a mesh top with like your nipples out. Like, like obviously it plays with like what your work environment is, but incorporate things like accessories are key. If
Okay.
you are in a work environment and like you have to wear this godforsaken, like just plain like gray outfit, and it's
Mhm.
just nothing is exciting about it, throw on an exciting pair of boots or heels or a sneaker and add a bag that ties in with it. Adding a bag and a sneaker and some sunglasses
Power
or
move.
jewelry, oh my God, that would literally enhance the outfit in 0.5 seconds. And you can have so much fun with that. Like if it's a strict uniform and like you have to wear something like that, add things that are gonna, one, allow you to express yourself, and
Mhm.
one, and two, not one, not obviously I don't know how to count because I said one twice.
It's okay.
And two, it's going to allow you to like be happy like in your work environment and allow you to express yourself the way that you want. So
Mhm.
I would say accessories are like the best way to do it.
I love that. And so another question around like the work environment and dressing yourself for work, because well, I can tell you that I worked from home for an entire year. And so a lot of
Yeah.
days I would literally wake up in my bed, I would be wearing the same sweatshirt, literally the same underwear that I slept in. And it would be like 4 p.m. and I'm like, okay, ready to change and put
Whatever.
on fresh clothes. Like, ew. And sorry, TMI. And I feel like it was always on those days that I got up and like I put on a cute outfit that I literally felt so much more productive.
Yes.
And so not only do you feel more yourself, but I think it also kind of like energizes you in a little bit.
Mhm.
And one going along with this, I think one of the main reasons why people don't dress the way that they want to for work is because they are worried about how people will take them professionally. Like if
Yeah.
they will look at them as less professional or if they will be judged by their coworkers or their bosses. And
Yeah.
so I'm curious what your advice would be to anybody who is like, nervous of their peers and their coworkers. You guys, can you believe that it's almost February? Like, I swear I blinked my eyes and we're getting straight into 2022. And not only is February coming up, but also the Olympic Games in Beijing. Oh my gosh. What is your guys' favorite Olympic sport? I'll go first. Gymnastics and figure skating, of course. So, since the Olympics are coming up, I think it's always so cool to see all of the stores and different brands coming out with all of the red, white, and blue apparel that we need to support Team USA. We got Ralph Lauren, Spider, Club Room. Everyone at Macy's.com wants us to rock Team USA, so head there to check out what they have. And you can also check out all of my favorite products too. I put together like a whole personal landing page. I've got beauty products, purses, clothes, everything. And that is Macy's.com/FOW. So check it all out. We'll get you geared up for Olympics and just for your day to day.
I think this goes even further than just in the work environment, but staying in the work environment, like people's opinions are always going to be there. And like I said before, wearing whatever makes you happy is all that matters. Like, even if you're nervous, who cares what somebody else is going to say? Like, unless it's like something that's clearly going to affect your job, if you wanted to like wear like the craziest thing ever, like kind of think about it, like evaluate the situation, like only go so far as to like where you know it's going to work.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously that's like no human being, especially like in this day and age, is going to like call out someone and like literally fire them from a job from like expressing themselves and being like how they want. Like it's
Mm-hmm.
2022, babe. Like if you're in a situation like that, like it's time to find a new job and get that
Yes.
person fired, because no one should be like that. Everyone should be always be like accepting of one another and allowing people to express themselves however they want. So I think it's more on the person that's questioning you and like
Mhm.
making the opinion to like reevaluate them and just focus on wearing whatever you want and not allowing their opinion to like overshadow your like amazingness.
Yeah, I love that. I also think too that like, what does your outfit have anything to do with your ability to perform a task?
100%. Not
Like,
a,
I mean, a good outfit, you might be able to do it a little bit better because you feel good. You feel like powerful. You feel
abs-
confident. And if you're wearing this outfit that you don't feel like yourself, okay, obviously there are some like restrictions here, like nurses,
exactly.
doctors, you
Yeah.
have a uniform. If there are ways though that you can wear whatever you want to work,
Mhm.
in a realm, I feel like honestly, I don't know what other like advice that I have other than just being completely confident in that choice and
Like
like walking
no,
with your head up and standing
yes,
straight up and just like walking like you own it. Because if you own it,
absolutely.
people are gonna be like
They'll feed
intimidated by
off of
you.
that. Yeah, and
Yeah.
they'll feed off of it and they'll be like, oh. And
Yeah.
then they're gonna start wearing what you're wearing, and then you're gonna be a trendsetter in your office.
Yes.
You're gonna
Don't
be a fucking fashion icon, bitch.
seriously, don't you want the whole office to like watch you when you walk in and be like, oh, what's she wearing today?
You want
You
to
know?
win best dress in the fucking yearbook?
Yeah. Did you win best dress?
um, I think I was like either won it or I was like runner up. And then I
Okay.
got like, I don't even remember what the other superlative was. Maybe it was like most likely to be famous. I think something like that.
Very fitting for you.
I have no fucking idea. There was one of those.
Love it. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Okay. And then I have some other questions too. And these are more focused just around like advice that we can give to people who are listening to this.
Yeah,
And this can be based off like your personal experience. But
for sure.
what are a lot of people like they want to change their style, they want to feel more comfortable in what they're wearing and everything. What are your advice? What is your advice for finding like what suits you, whether that's like your silhouette or your skin tone or like what colors look good on you? What's your
Yeah,
best advice to kind of figuring that out?
figuring it out. So for me, I guess I'm gonna give this opinion based off of like me, and whoever's listening can obviously take with what
Yeah.
they want with this. So basically how I figured it out, because I identify as like he, him. So, but I also wear women's clothing. And so it took me a long time to figure out what worked with my body type. And so to give you the people that aren't like watching the video, to give you like a description of myself, I'm like a skinny little like gay boy. I was gonna say twin.
Gosh, I feel so guilty to laugh. Like you're the one that said it about yourself. And I'm like, no, you're not that. Like you're not, you are literally the most like fashionable person I know. I don't want you to use those. I feel like the words you just used come across as like a little negative.
I know, but I'm like, how do I like give the person listening to this a visual?
So you're petite.
Petite, yes. I'm
Okay,
a
petite.
petite
Yeah.
little boy. Okay. And so that gave me the ability to obviously wear more petite, like women's like style clothing. And so I really started experimenting with like high-waisted things and like understanding that some high-waisted things did not work with some body parts. And so I was like, it took me a while to figure out like what was working and what wasn't. And so like for people that are listening, like try on different things, just trying on things. And I know it's hard because of COVID and everything right now, but trying on things and like playing with things that you wouldn't normally have like gravitated towards and trying them on and saying like, oh, like you'll have like a realization. It's so important to try things on and like holding it up to yourself and like doing all of that, because it really is going to like expand the way that you think. So like going off of like where I was talking about with like the high-waisted things, it took me a while to really figure out like what was fitting, because like I can't wear like a tube top on
Right.
me. I think it like looks very strange. Like I've had a tube top on myself and I'm like, this is not working. And so you really just gotta like figure it out for yourself. Just try it
Yeah.
on and like see what's working, because I know clothing is for everyone. There's not one specific thing that one person can wear, or vice versa. Like
Mhm.
clothing is for everyone. It's literally just a piece of fabric to cover our bodies. Like, like there's really, it's not that deep. And people that like make it deep really need to like get with the times because babe, like it's just clothing. It's not that deep. And so it took me a minute to figure it out. But once I did, I finally found like that more fitted things fit me better. And like, if I do want to wear something baggy, like pants wise, I'll wear something like tighter on top just because I am
Yeah.
very thin, that like it's going to look like I'm swimming in the clothing. So
Mhm.
it's being aware of what you're putting on your body and what looks good on you and how it hugs you in like the best ways. Like those are key points to look at when you're trying to like expand and try new things.
Yeah, I would say another thing too is like think about what your favorite feature of yourself is and like different
Yeah.
ways you can kind of accentuate that and work your outfit around it.
Yeah.
I personally like I'm 5'3" and I don't think I have long legs. I talk about my long legs all the time. I'm a Libra. Uh, but there's a lot of like clothes that I see other people wearing and I'm like, oh, they're 5'3", but then I put it on and it doesn't fit me the same way. So just always
Yeah.
be mindful too. Like everybody has different bodies. Even if it looks great on
100%.
somebody else, it may not like be suiting for you or vice versa, you know?
Yeah,
So you can
absolutely.
definitely draw inspiration from other people, but just play around with like, as you said, different styles and different things because
Yeah.
you never know like what's going to work and what's not going to until you try it.
100%. Absolutely. I agree with that statement completely.
Love it. And then my last question I had for you around like followers is how can you encourage them to change their style without buying a new wardrobe?
Oh my God, you're really digging into my brain today.
I know. I know. Honestly, I was sitting here writing this outline. I'm like, yes. Yeah, I was
Yes.
like, I could feel the energy coming out of my fingertips right onto the keyboard. I'm
Oh
like,
my
this is
God.
a
No, I
fire
believe
question.
this is like literally the best podcast I've ever been on. Like, come
Oh,
on.
I'm so glad.
I'm
I hope everybody
obsessed.
listening too, like you can find something actually educational from this because
Yeah.
it's fun to like put on something that's funny to listen to. But if you can take something away from it and learn something new, that's even better. So
100%. Yeah. That's my biggest thing is always like adding humor, but like making sure people still get something out of it.
yeah, for sure. I feel like usually when people think about changing their style, they think about just like getting rid of everything they have and
Yeah.
starting completely new. But I
And
don't
that's,
think that's necessary.
no, it's not. And plus that's like very wasteful
Right.
too. So thinking about it more economically, and sustainably is just like seeing a piece and you're probably only thinking about it the way, only one way of how you used to wear it. And like, that's what's in your brain. And that's like the only thing that you can think of, but
Mhm.
try to like take the mask off your eyes and try to see like, what else could I actually do with this? And take pieces like say a pair of pants and a blazer, and you always wore the same two things together.
Mhm.
Maybe grab like a printed pant and put it with that blazer that has no print on it. It's going to give the blazer a whole new life. Like
Mhm.
it's going to look entirely different with a printed pant rather than just like a plain jean. It's going to look, and it's a totally different vibe too. That's like a more edgy outfit. It's more out there, more extravagant.
Mhm.
Whereas the one before is more basic and you can wear it to like a more casual event. And so think about it like where you can wear them too, like event wise. Like if you're going to like a wedding or you're going to like a birthday party, how can you style this garment based on the event you're going to? And
Mhm.
so you can, so many things that you can do with like so many different garments. Like if you have like a big blazer or a big oversized shirt, add a belt and wear it as a
Yeah.
dress. Like there's so many things that you can do. Adding things on top of like outfits that you have already had in your head, like adding accessories is just so many different ways that you can play around. Like not a garment in your closet doesn't just have one life. It has so many lives. And that's like one thing to remember. And that's
Mhm.
just like my biggest motto too, is like use it to its full capacity.
I
Because
love
if
that.
you only think about one way to wear it, that's not using it to its full capacity. Like use your brain to like think about so many other different scenarios you could possibly wear this thing to.
Yeah, for sure. Even something like a dress that's just like
Yeah.
one outfit, that like you can't really change it with like a different top or a different
Yeah.
bottom. I think like my best advice is literally go on Pinterest and type in the exact thing that you're trying to style. The other day, I had these pair of Mary Jane shoes that I've been trying
Okay,
to wear
good.
for so long. And I'm like,
Yeah,
I don't know what to wear with them. I know they're cute, but like,
yeah,
I don't know how to style it. So I literally went on Pinterest, typed in Mary Jane shoes outfit, and I found so many different things.
the
There's like
outfits.
ones with tights, ones with
Yes,
socks, pants, dresses, and then just find an image you like and recreate it with similar things that you have in your closet.
absolutely. Pinterest is 100%. Honestly, it's my way of looking like, okay, if I want to wear this outfit, I'm going to go onto Pinterest and find like the aesthetic that I want. There are
Mhm.
so many inspo boards and so many different things that you can do with Pinterest that will just, instead of you trying to sit there and think for yourself, having that visual and having so many visuals is key. So like I would say Pinterest is like a lifesaver in the fashion industry because it shows you so many different ways to wear things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Pinterest for
Shout out to
everything.
Pinterest.
Yes, we love Pinterest.
Love it.
So, on that note, too, I wanted to ask you, people are constantly asking me, what are your favorite places to shop?
Oh my God. Do you know how many times a day I get this
I
question?
know I get
It
it
is.
too. And I'm like, I'm sick and tired of answering it. So I'm going to ask somebody else.
Now you're the one asking.
Yes.
It is so fucking hard for me to figure out like just an answer because in this industry, we work and are in touch with so many brands constantly, like getting things in the mail for like PR. And so like I'll find like a new brand like tomorrow. And I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, wait, I'm obsessed with this. So it's so hard for me to really like put down like brands that I love. But let me give you some so I actually give you an answer of things
Okay.
that I just wear a lot for like pants. Specifically for me, like IMGA has the best pants that fit my body type exactly how I want it because I have long
Mhm.
legs and they're very out there kinds of pants. And that's what I
Yeah.
love personally. So if IMGA for pants, I really just am obsessed. If you really want some
Okay.
extravagant pants, go to IMGA.
I think too, IMGA is a little bit more expensive.
Yes.
Definitely go there when they have a sale. They have sales like multiple times a
All the
year.
time. They have like sales that are up to 70% off. I've got like
Yeah.
pants that were like $100 for like 30.
Insane. And I
Yeah.
do think though that there is a lot of value in, looking at a pair of pants that are $150. You don't want to spend that money. Like nobody
No,
wants to spend that money. I don't care how much
no,
money you make. Like you don't want to spend that.
no. On a pair of pants,
But
like realistically, no pants are worth $150
right.
unless it's
But
handmade. Okay.
hand stitched and
Yeah,
everything. But
literally.
also think about quality too, because a lot of
100%.
people who shop on Shein, which okay, I mean,
Oh,
I
don't
do
get me
my
started.
I do
Oh
my
my
fair
gosh.
share of
Yeah.
doing fast fashion. Like I
Yeah.
have, I'm definitely a hypocrite for saying this. Shein, I think, is a little bit differently though, because they
It
had
is
so
definitely.
many culturally like wrong
There are,
doings in the past.
yeah,
Oh my God,
there's
we could do
so
like a
many.
whole freaking episode about
We
that.
could do a whole episode on fast fashion because I could
Yeah,
speak for 5 hours and talking about it. Like
for
there's so many
sure.
things that have come out about Shein that are just so horrible that no
Yeah.
one really knew of until people on social media started like actually opening up about it. And
Mhm.
like the hauls that people post on like TikTok and social media just like really progresses the negativity that this is having on like our environment and the industry in itself. So I
Yeah.
really like I don't want to say stop shopping at Shein because yes, it's like affordable for the masses. Like
Yeah.
everyone, it's like in everyone's hands. Like, do you want a bathing suit for like $3? Like here you go.
Yeah,
Like so it's hard to not want to buy it because everything in our world is capitalized off of and like everything is so fucking expensive. And so it's hard
absolutely.
not to shop at these fast fashion places. So that's something in the fashion industry that really needs to be fixed. Is just
Yeah.
pricing and all of that.
Where I was going with that is that $150 pair of pants from IMGA
Yeah.
is hopefully, I think their quality is pretty good. Is going to
Yeah.
last you a whole lot longer than a pair of $7 pants from Shein.
Shein.
So think about
Yeah,
like the longevity of the things that you're buying too. I've
100%.
I've
Quality
been
goes a
trying
long
to
way.
Yeah, I've been trying to do a little bit better of a job of like buying things that I know are more of like a staple. Like they're still fun and colorful and me,
Yeah.
but they're not as like I'm going to wear it one time and people are going to be like, oh, you've already worn that, because it's such a statement piece. You know what I mean?
100%.
So
That's why thrifting is so important, because
yeah.
they're like amazing pieces that are like really well made pieces that probably were originally super expensive, but obviously because you're thrifting them and getting them secondhand, it's just a huge discounted price. It's basically the
Mhm.
same price as you're buying something from Shein, but it's not new.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have thrifting, like thrift stores. I go to Goodwill. There's definitely some like Buffalo
Local thrift stores, like
Exchange.
if you live in LA or a big city, there's going to be so many places to shop at,
Yeah.
especially like supporting like local and small businesses too is so important.
Love that. That was so wholesome of you. So, so we have IMGA and thrift stores. Are there any other like go-to places that you know you're going to go
um,
online, you're going to find something that you can just trust? Because I think a lot of times shopping online is a little scary too if you're not used to shopping online, because if you don't like it in person, it's a whole freaking debacle to like get it back.
100%, 100%. And a lot of my clothing is just from all over the place, like straight up all over the place. Like there's so many different brands in my closet. I don't even know. Um,
Yeah.
but
I think
it's hard to
honestly,
say because a lot of these like Instagram brands are so pricey. If you think about it in like the grand scheme of things, like now that I'm like really thinking about it, it's hard. And like being a fashion influencer, I hardly shop for myself. It's mostly, if this is just part of the job, and I'm just going to be fully honest with everyone listening, like you get so much clothing sent to you, which is obviously like really bad for the environment because they're constantly like producing new stuff to like send out in PR
yeah,
boxes. But like I'm constantly getting new clothes all the time, and so I hardly ever shop, so it's hard for me to like think about like where I would go to like
where
buy
to go.
something. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it definitely changes over time. Like in college, I probably would have shopped at different places that I shop at now. But I
Yeah.
do think, like to your point, you shop a lot of different brands. I think if you can go on different sites that carry a bunch of different brands, like Revolve, obviously
Yeah.
has so many different brands. ASOS, I
Crops
love
amazing.
ASOS.
ASOS, yes,
Macy's
absolutely.
sponsors my podcast. Obviously, an amazing place.
Come on, Macy's.
Yeah.
Yeah, like department stores, like going back to your old roots and not these Instagram brands, like shopping at
Yeah.
department stores that have a variety of so many different options and brands and like all this kind of stuff is where you're really going to get a huge selection of things
For
if you
sure.
want. Yeah, like going back to your old roots and like going in person and like not just like trying to scroll on Instagram. It's like it's
Mhm.
hard. It's really crazy how like online and electronic everything has like really become.
Yeah, it is really, really crazy. All right. So I have just the last few things to wrap it up. I wanted to do a recap of 2016 trends where it is this or that.
Oh my
So,
God.
okay, this is just gonna be like a rapid fire. All right,
Okay,
ready?
fuck, here we go. I'm nervous.
So I was a freshman in college in
Yeah,
2016, and I was rocking these fits to Sigma Chi every single weekend.
come on.
And I want to know what you would keep and what would you take away. So number
Yeah.
one, black velvet choker or the layered choker, like the shoelace. You want
Oh,
like the single or the layer?
single.
Okay.
Keep the single, get rid of the layer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lace up bodysuits or distressed DIY tops. Like there's like lots of holes
Oh,
and like
oh.
lots of
And
like
you're talking
slashed
about like
necklines.
the lace like up
Yep.
there.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh my good Lord. This is like LF 2016 all over
yeah.
again. I would say, although they're both still like in, you know
I
what I
know.
mean? It's hard. Okay, you know what? Get rid of the lace, keep the holes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. This one is more about cosmetics. So dark matte lipstick. I'm talking like Kylie Cosmetics,
Yeah.
the
Uh-huh.
lips, or Anastasia brow gel, where it's like thick eyebrows, or the crusty matte dark lipstick. Like I was rocking burgundy lipstick to a frat party.
Keep
And
the
for
eyebrows,
what?
get rid of the fucking lip, bitch.
Okay.
Okay.
Keep the brows.
Keep the brows, get rid of the lip.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. We got some birds on our above our eyes.
We
So
got
all
some
right.
birds. Because like I think now, especially with like Glossier being a huge thing,
Yeah.
the natural beauty is just like such a force in like our generation and like other generations too. So I'm thinking like the eyebrows are like more natural. And like
Yeah.
the rusted, busted lip
Oh
is
my
just
God.
not it.
I have like the tiniest little lips too. So you put some burgundy crap on there and we're really highlighting. Okay, next one, bomber jackets or green army jackets.
Keep the
I'm
bomber, get rid of the army.
okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Skinny jeans or the button up denim skirt.
Oh,
You know the one.
get rid
Like
of them both.
I
Get rid of them
I
both.
I wore the button up denim skirt along with every single other girl on campus to
Yeah.
sorority recruitment. And that is like where my mind goes is
Yeah, I
straight
think
to
Forever
sorority recruitment.
21 button up skirt. Yep, I
Yeah.
know exactly what you're talking about. Oh God. I would say
I
yeah,
still think
get rid of the skinny jeans and do the skirt.
okay, so I actually think that like the skirts are going to come back. You know, obviously the
Yeah.
skirts were like a patronage. Is that even the word? Like
But,
when they came back in
yeah,
2016, like around that time,
yeah.
that was coming back from what, like the 90s?
Ye-
God, I don't even know, the 80s. I don't even know.
Maybe the
But
70s.
I, oh, 70s.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I could see
70s.
that. Yeah.
So I feel like in just a couple more years, they're gonna come back around and just be a
When
new
I've
wave.
I've seen like the buttons like already coming back so much. The only
Yeah.
thing that I hate is like when denim like jeans have buttons on the outside of the jeans that look like that. That makes me
Okay.
furious. I don't know why. When I look at that, I'm
I
just
have a
like
pair.
when I look at that. But
I
if
just
you
got them kind of
rock
recently
them,
too.
if you love them, rock them. I just think on me, I do not rock it.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. You heard it here first. All right. And then the last one, are we wearing the black over the knee suede boots? You know the ones. You're
Oh
wearing them year
my God.
round.
Like the Stuart Wiseman ones. Oh
Yeah,
my
like
God.
they're the heeled or the flat ones. And they have the little like tie at the
Oh,
back of the
not the
knee.
flat, not the flat. Flat shoe. No, I'm always in a heeled boot. Like I
Me
don't
too.
care. My foot could be fucking broken. I would be wearing a heeled boot. I do
If
not.
I'm
I do not care. My big toe could be cut in half. I'm wearing a heeled boot. I literally do not care. If they made a heeled cast, I would do it.
oh my God. Anytime I wear a flat shoe, it's always a platform. So I
Yes.
don't know of very many like actually just straight flat shoes that I have. Okay, so it's either those boots or the Adidas All Stars. You know the ones. Like
Oh,
every
fuck.
single girl had a pair of those on their feet.
The All Stars. So it's either the heeled boot or the flat one
Mhm.
or the All Stars.
Yeah. The sneakers or the
This is
boots.
like fuck, Mary kill. I'm like,
Yeah. Literally. Fuck Mary
uh,
Kill, black heeled suede boots, flat suede boots over the knee. Over
okay,
the knee.
fuck the heels. Like
Okay.
fuck, we're actually
Like fuck in a good way, like fuck the heels.
like we're fucking them. Okay, actually, let's see. Kill the flats.
Okay. Yeah, they're
Yeah,
getting
kill
gone
the
to me.
flats. Fuck the all stars. Marry the heeled boots.
Okay. All right. I can
Because
get behind that.
the all stars, you get one and done. We were over it.
Okay.
And then the other heels, we can marry them. Okay.
Love it. Okay. And then
Yeah.
a couple more things. What is your favorite trend for spring 2022?
Oh my God. Okay, let's see.
I know there's probably so many out there.
I know I literally just filmed a video on this yesterday, so I'm like trying to think of like what I said. Let's see.
Everybody also follow Jake on TikTok too, because everything that he's been talking about during this episode, he has so much more like in depth on his own TikTok. And you'll probably go through like a whole loophole of watching videos. It'll be the highlight of your week.
I love you.
Are we about to kiss right now?
I think so. Can I kiss you through this Zoom call?
Yeah, I wish.
That'll be a thing one day. I can tell you right now. Oh my God. Actually, can I change your question?
Yeah. Yeah. What's my
Can we
question?
talk about like a trend right
Yeah.
now that I'm obsessed with?
Yes. My camera just died. So we'll be fine. It'll be okay.
Okay.
All
Okay.
right.
Okay.
What's a trend right now that you're obsessed with?
Metallics, like metallic pants, metallic accessories,
Okay.
anything metallic. Oh my fucking God, Jenna, when I tell you, I've never loved anything more in my entire life. Like having a metallic pant that's like green
Okay.
metallic with just like a basic shirt, like this white shirt and the metallic pants.
Power move.
So easy. You know how easy that outfit is, but it looks like you thought about it for 5 years. Yeah.
Mhm.
The best ever. Metallic.
Okay. So we're
The best
talking
thing
like
ever.
non-traditional metallics too. We're talking like colors. We're not just talking gold and silver anymore. We are expanding to the jewel
Green,
tones, to the
orange, blue,
pastels.
yellow, everything.
Okay.
Everything. I'm obsessed.
All right. Metallics, everything for winter and spring
Yeah, like fall, winter
2022.
2022. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So that's your favorite trend. Um, what is one trend from this past year that you want to stay in 2021?
Oh my God. Okay. Let's see. There's so many. Let's see. Okay, I have it.
Okay.
Those like psychedelic prints. I think do you know what I'm talking about?
Um,
Do you know
like
like
swirled?
like Jaded London, how they would do like the craziest like colors and just prints and it
Yeah.
looked like you were tripping on acid.
Very much like festival clothes
Yeah,
vibes. Is
like
that what you
I
mean?
think incorporating that into like basics or just like a regular outfit enhances it so much. And I think pieces like that just need to like stay around forever because it makes
Okay.
outfits so exciting to look at.
Okay. So
Yeah.
you want that to continue into 2022.
Yeah,
Uh,
absolutely.
okay. And so
Yeah.
what is one thing that happened last year that's going to stay there? Like it's not coming into the future at all. Like something that you
Oh,
hated was a trend.
okay. I know people still like these, so please do not be offended when I say this.
Fashion is subjective.
It's subjective. It really is. Like, don't get butthurt. Okay. Wear whatever you want. Okay. Rock it. I just will not be rocking it. But patchwork denim.
Oh, okay.
I fucking hate it.
I know the ones. It became like a really big thing and I really
Yeah.
did love it at first and it's like one of those things that you think is really unique but then when you see a lot of other people wearing it it kind of like takes the joy out of it. That
Yeah.
is another reason why I do like thrift shopping is because nobody else is going to have that piece and you do feel like very unique wearing it. But when you see so many people wearing this like unique item, it does take that like kind of spark away.
Yeah.
So, okay. Are you talking like the colorful ones or like the
All
mixed
of them.
matched?
Every
Okay.
single one.
All right. They're all out. Okay. Note taken. I am taking that out of my cart right now.
Oh my
gosh.
God. But yeah, no, that's just my personal thing. Yeah.
Okay. All right, cool. And
Oh,
then
yeah. No, never mind. I was gonna add something else, but no, it like ties in with the patchwork thing. But like the stringy,
the exposed threads.
yeah, what the fuck is it called? I went to fashion school and I can't remember the name.
Oh, so did I.
It's
We're really using our degrees.
overlock stitching is
Oh
what
my
it
God.
is.
The way
Yeah.
that you just unlocked like a complete memory. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
It's
I
also
learned
called serging, but it's called like overlock stitching.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So those are the two things that you would leave in 2021.
Yeah.
So my last two questions. Number one, if you could change my style, and you can say anything, like be completely unfiltered. If you
Okay.
could change my style for me to like take your advice on how to start dressing, what would it be? And like what would the ideal outfit that you think I would wear would be?
That is so fucking weird that you just asked that because I am starting this new series on my TikTok where I like style my friends on TikTok. So what
Okay.
triggered me to do this was I styled that kid Axel that's been going
Yes.
everywhere.
Mhm.
And I styled him and it got the best response. Like people were like, these outfits would look so good on him.
Yeah.
So I want to like do that with you and like Summer and Gabby and like all of my friends on TikTok because that would be like such a fun series because then it's like both of our audiences like looking at like, okay, this is what you're gonna fucking wear, bitch.
Yeah.
Okay. Like it's so fun. So, but I'm still gonna give you a response right now.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not gonna make you wait.
I did see the Axel video though, and I was like,
Yeah.
wow, that is really good. When it comes to like styling guys, I don't have a single clue. And when it comes to me, it's not much different either. I usually
Yeah.
just gravitate towards like anything that's girly and frilly and like kind of flirty, I would say.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's gotten to a point now where I'm like, is that like
I
really
almost want to
me?
see
I don't
you in
know.
like edgy ass shit, like a big fucking leather jacket, like huge oversized with some dope denim, like
Okay.
a dope heeled boot, like some sick fucking sunglasses, like giving like Hailey Bieber, like, you know what I mean?
Okay.
And see you in like a dope oversized, like matching like pantsuit would be,
Mm,
oh my God, with like a sneaker. Oh,
okay.
like I could see you in a pink oversized
Oh, now we're
pantsuit.
talking. You put pink in there and I'm like, I'll buy
Yeah,
it
I
right
know,
now.
I know. Like a pink oversized pantsuit with like iconic sunglasses and a fucking dope shoulder bag.
Okay.
I'd
Love
marry
it.
you. I'd marry you right then and there.
Okay. Well, that's
So
all
if
I
you
was
want to get
looking for.
married, if you want to get married, that's what you're doing.
Perfect. Okay. Well, whenever that series comes out, I'll be looking for it and everybody will be a part of it too because they're all going to follow you. What is your TikTok username?
It's okay. My TikTok username is it's Jake Flem. F. How the fuck do you spell my last name? it's Jake Flam, and that's FLE and then MM. So there's two.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. We'll put it in the little description for the episode as well.
Yeah.
And Jake, I don't know if you've ever listened to my podcast,
I
but
have. I
okay, so
have.
you already know what's coming. Drum roll, Jake. What is your fun weekday activity that you would recommend for my followers to do that involves fashion?
Oh. This is like drum roll, please. It is taking something in your closet that you were gonna throw out and try giving it a new life.
Okay, I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. And even better too, if you guys like make a video and tag me and Jake so we can see it.
Yeah, wait. Oh my God. And also, I was also going to start this series that like would be so fun of like styling people just like on TikTok that like leave comments or whatever and like going to
Okay.
Instagram and like seeing what they like wear and trying to like figure out like a new vibe for them or like trying to style that. So like comment if you want me to style you
Love
because
that.
that would be so fun.
Okay, so maybe make a TikTok and tag Jake of like your closet so he can see what he's working with and maybe he'll
Oh,
pick you to like restyle you and hopefully
that
give
would
you
be
some
so amazing.
inspiration.
Yes, I'm like
Yes.
everyone's personal stylist in this world. Come
Love
on.
it. Love it. So our
Yeah.
key takeaways from this episode is wear whatever you want and be comfortable in what makes you feel the most you because nobody else's opinions matter other than your own. If you feel confident and comfortable in your outfit, then rock it. Other things are there's always ways you can evolve your style. You don't have to buy new pieces. You can always mix and match and try out different silhouettes. And the best way to figure out your style is to just figure out what doesn't work, I think personally.
100%.
And yeah, there's so many different places to look for inspiration. Jake, Pinterest, shows,
Come on,
TikTok.
Pinterest. Yeah.
Get yourself a WGSN subscription, like we said.
Yes,
No.
absolutely. Yeah.
But yeah, I hope you all learned something new. Hopefully, we made you laugh on this Tuesday. And we're going to wrap things up with my final statement, which is see you guys next Tuesday.